Testing, testing.
Hello? Testing 1, 2.
People in the hallway. At this time at 7:04. Here.
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 Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we're looking for a approval of the agenda. I do have one thing to quickly state before we move on to the approval of the agenda. At this time, I recommend the agenda be revised to remove executive session 15.2 as per ORS 19904.00220. We do not, as it currently stands, have met all the requirements for due process under the U.S. Constitution, and we are in violation of ORS 659A.203 If it is not removed, I will be removing myself from the executive session as advised by the Oregon Governmental Ethics Commission website. Thank you. At this time, do you have any questions on the agenda?
Nancy, can we get clarification on that?
I guess I would like to have, some kind of guidance. If that's okay. I think
No, Mr. Schweid, yeah, go ahead.
it should be here, but
Correct.
are we in order or out of order? Sorry, we have a repeat of the statement that the mayor said.
I recommend the agenda be revised to remove 15.2 executive session as per ORS 19904000220. We do not have we have not met all the requirements for due process under the U.S. Constitution, and we may be in violation of ORS 659A.203. And if it is not removed, I will be removing myself from the executive sessions as advised by the Oregon Governmental Ethics Commission's website.
Okay, sir, then I make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented and noted the mayor's comment under executive session 15.2.
Thank you. Can I get a second to the motion, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You guys have it? Thank you, Mr. Strike. Moving on now to the city manager's report. Dave?
Thank you. Just some general announcements. First, I wanted to, let me pull this back up. So you have there on the dais from you a token of gratitude and appreciation from the Umatilla Police Department, from its chief and its officers. Just wanted to express gratitude and to be grateful for all the support that you provide to the Umatilla Police Department, and for your general communication and cooperation with the police department. So and budget support as well was offered. So thank you very much for those. And so you have tokens of their appreciation there on the dais there for you. Wanted to do some general announcements of just programs and events that are coming up here soon. So tomorrow night, the Umatilla Hospital District is hosting their ribbon cutting ceremony at 6:30 p.m. at the new clinic facility. It runs majority of the ceremony is within the first half an hour or so. And then of course there's tours and other gratuities as well throughout the evening. So the whole community is invited. Just wanted to highlight that, make sure that you are aware. Next week on Friday is Trick or Treat on 6th Street. So some of you may have noticed that we have a scissor lift in the foyer out there. That will go into use starting tomorrow, and we start decorating and doing all that work for you. So we invite the community to come. That's on Friday, October 25th, 4:30 to 6 p.m. And then 2 weeks from today, we have at 4:30 p.m. Nugent Park brand reopening ceremony, ribbon cutting ceremony there. We have all new playground and pavilion there. We already had a new concession and broadcast building, new field, new scoreboard and those kinds of things. So that park is at the moment as far as it's going to be until we move on to the boat ramp, which project is coming here pretty soon. So everything up in the park is where we're at for a long time. So again, 4:30 p.m. we'll have a ribbon cut ceremony and light refreshments will be there. And we invite all the community and each of you to please attend that if you can.
What date?
That's on Tuesday, October 29th at 4:30 p.m.
And you said 6:30 for.
6:30 for tomorrow, yes. And then just wanted to just thank everybody that we had earlier. We had a groundbreaking ceremony for our new business center. Thank you very much for that. And then I had Nancy had some other announcements of some events we had over the weekend in partnership with the fire department.
So as if we weren't busy enough, right after Rock the Locks, we partnered, the library and administration partnered with the fire department to host Bomberos Umatilla. This event was a culmination of ending Fire Safety Month, Fire Safety Week, along with Hispanic Heritage Month. We were able to get hot chocolate and coffee donated to us, as well as some Mexican sweetbread, pan dulce, and Raised Days donated the majority of that for us, along with teeth. And I just wanted to show you guys some pictures that we were able to capture during the event. We did, for such a short notice, 239 individuals with their families had shown up to participate in this.
We'll just kind of, and we really thank you to the fire department and for the community for coming out and celebrating and enjoying those events together. Really, really appreciate that. Those are all the announcements I have for you, Mayor and Council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Chief Grant. That's a phenomenal thing. Now we're moving on to our public comment at this time. Is it Sergeant or Lieutenant? Sergeant, can you go ahead and hit me? See who we have this evening. Thank you. This time we have Josiah Barron.
Josiah Barron, representing Umatilla Chamber of Commerce, 100 Klein Avenue. Sounds like Dave saved me on a few of my announcements, so I second that going into the ribbon cutting at the Umatilla Clinic. But as far as a few other announcements coming up, there's a couple other ribbon cuttings this Friday. Just another reminder, Monte Vista Homes is having their ribbon cutting and trunk or treat at McClanahan Summit neighborhood on October 18th, so this Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. The ribbon cutting is at the beginning of the event at 4 p.m. Then, of course, you can head down to the Umatilla Marina for Parks and Rec community bonfire at 7 a.m. But also, there's a lot of things that you can do this Friday, because also this Friday, Umatilla High School is having their foot race to Valhalla. Say that correctly, but foot race to Valhalla cross country home. So there's from 10 a.m. in the morning till noon. There'll be different track events going on right here at the Umatilla High School. And then also, Two Rivers Correctional Facility is having a couple more of their meet and greet. So if you know people that are looking for a new job or a career change, on October 29th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., PRTI is partnering with WorkSource Oregon, and they'll have a meet and greet at the WorkSource Oregon office in Hermiston. They're at 9:50. And once again, I'll have all the flyers for you. And then also PRCI is having their second meet and greet November 6th for there at that administration, PRCI administration building. And then also, just to add to the trick or treat on Sixth Street, we'd be glad to have you all join us. It's always great for the chamber and the city to partner up for trick or treat on Sixth Street. There is 33 businesses who have confirmed they're participating this year, with 7 of those businesses doing pop-up tents at Village Square Park. And of course, Umatilla Museum, their pet costume contest with our prizes there, and pumpkin carving contest. We now have pumpkins at the Umatilla Chamber office that we can pick up that were donated by Fuel Farms and in partnership with Umatilla Parks and Rec. So it's open to all ages. You don't just have to be a kid. So if you want to the pumpkin carving contest, there's great prizes there from some of our local businesses, including a first prize gift card from Java Junction of $50. That if you go to either if you have all these places, if you go to Facebook, Umatilla Parks and Rec, or Umatilla Chamber's Facebook, there's an event page for it, or on the Umatilla Chamber website, umatilla.org. All the details for trick or treat on Sixth Street, all the events that are going on during the event and simultaneously, so I want it out from 6 to 8 p.m. So lots of things going on. Thank you very much, council. You all have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
Next, we have Mia Patrick.
Mia Paget, the full one. The last meeting, and I really, I felt, we filled out the surveys that, we provided for the noise mitigation, but I'm probably, going to come and give you first, what my experience was during the box this year. I put it down again because I have to remember all this thought, so. Once again, I have to say that it is commendable, and we appreciate all the efforts that the city of Umatilla is making to try to address the sound issues. With for the festivals in general that they have. 2023, the sound and vibration is less, and the general disturbances were less. Unfortunately, during at least half of the sets, our house was still reverberating and vibrating so much that my facial pain became unbearable. Even though I took precautions to be out of the house during most of the louder evening sets, it still became unbearable for me. By Saturday, we had boarded up our window that is oriented toward the back of the house for the golf course. We had all doors and windows and curtains closed, including inside doors. I even wore headphones during the louder sets to try to reduce the discomfort. And I basically lived in the front of the house as far away from the golf course as I could. And all of that was to no avail. My facial neuralgia is triggered primarily by cold, wind, vibrations, and stress. I keep our indoor air temperature at 77 or higher, and we put in a very expensive HVAC system to reduce draftiness and fewer air currents inside the house. I can limit my time outside. I can wear masks to try to keep my face warm, but not on any way to keep the vibrations from the reverberating noise house off of my face. There's just no way to keep those vibrations from impacting my face. What might be unpleasant but physically tolerable for most people simply results in slow cases to me, given my disability. It will be interesting to see the results from the sound recording with whether or not the DBA and DBC recorded in our backyard. They put one of their recording meters in our backyard to try to get a good picture of things. Throughout the weekend, whether those levels in our backyard and in the festival at the mixed positions did not exceed the 103 dBA that I think Dave said would apply for 2024. Based on feedback from people that I know, it sounded like it was very, very loud in there, so I don't know if that 103 dB A was respected. We'll find out. In any case, whatever the levels were, the noise during a number of sets caused significant vibration in our house to the point that it resulted in severe pain for me. I've left the house a number of times to try to reduce that pain. I did everything I could to try to reduce it, and I couldn't. It's still not bad in every single set, but most of the sets and enough times, not just during the weekend, all even on Thursday morning, they were making noise on the time. Sunday morning, they were making noise too. We don't know why. So I urge you to be proactive now before binding contracts are made for 2025. The potential benefits and costs of relocating the stages needs to be assessed. Requiring a contractual noise limit of 100 dBA, for example, at the mixing table, and also adding a contractual PVC limit might help. There are additional measures that were suggested in the ABD engineering of the sound engineer's report, and at a minimum, those sound limits need to be defined and included in the contract into 2025. This year, they said that that wasn't done soon enough, and that was one of the excuses for not doing more. I'm not saying that a lot wasn't done, a lot was done, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Stages are cited where they're located too close to houses. I included in my email a quotation from the ABD report where they talk about what they're going to try to do, provide more feedback, but that's going to be different. Comes too late, and if it's not included in the contract. So I'm sorry that my feedback from this year is still so discouraging. I can imagine it's discouraging because they talked about what it tried really hard to do what they could. Unfortunately, I know that they're making a lot of efforts to try to bring something positive to the community, and that a lot of people love the festival. You know, if I didn't have facial pain and if I didn't live right there, you know, a couple hundred feet from the main stage, I'd be happy with it. My partner, Don, helps out with it. He loves, we all both love rock and roll music, but this is something that touches me very personally. I don't feel like I should be kicked out of the house for because that does not seem right to me. So it is really unfortunate that the Rock Deluxe team didn't do due diligence from the outset. When I asked them through the first year when they were planning it, I mentioned it to them. I said they needed to do environmental assessment. It wasn't done. So the stages were cited too close to the house. It'll be important for the engineering company to consider my feedback alongside with their sound recordings to determine if it is feasible to keep the stages in their current location and still maintain the desired listening experience for festival goers and the environment in our, particularly if you want this to succeed in the long term, moving forward, for it to be a success, it needs to be bigger. You need to have bigger acts, louder acts, more people. What's that going to mean from my neighbors? Right? So now is the time in the effort to figure out how better to relocate those stages. And that's, you know, I want to get across. I am not the average person. I'm sorry that I happen to have a disability. I didn't bring it upon myself. It's a horrible thing to have to live with what I have to live with. And it seemed extremely unfair to have this festival put upon me. And nobody did that personally. But unfortunately, it's fallen upon me on top of everything else that I have to deal with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, Mia.
And I personally apologize for any inconvenience that you obviously went through. We'll work diligently.
Thank you again, Mia, for your comments. They are we appreciate it. Thank you. Moving on to the consent agenda, we have items 7.1 and 7.2. We have 7.1 is the minutes from October 1st, 2024, and September 2024 8 invoices. It's time do we have a motion to pass that as one unit, please?
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve consent agenda item 7.1, October 1st, 2024 minutes, and item 7.2, September 2022 paid invoice.
Thank you for your motion. Can I get a second to the motion, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to our public hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, is this, I'd read this first and after that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I call this hearing for the City of Umatilla Street Vacation SV -1 -24 to order. A sign up list is available for those who wish to testify. A person must testify either orally or in writing in order to be considered a party to the decision and have an opportunity to appeal. Copies of the application criteria are available from staff. The city council must base its decision on these criteria. Testimony and evidence must be directed towards these criteria or other criteria in the plan or land use regulations believed to be applicable to the decision. Failure to raise a question or to raise an issue with statements or evidence sufficient to afford us and other interested persons an opportunity to respond. The issue may preclude appeal to the Land Use Board of Appeals on that issue. If new information is presented at the hearing, you may request a continuance to allow additional time to respond. You may also request that the record remain open. A request must be made while the record is still open. Procedures for the hearing and the order of presentations are as follows. 1, staff will summarize the application. 2, the application may present testimony. 3, the applicant may present testimony. I apologize. 3, the public testimony in favor of the application. 4, public testimony in opposition to the application. 5, neutral testimony. 6, rebuttal testimony from the application. 7, record is closed. 8 is deliberations. 9 is council votes and decides. That concludes the introduction. We need to enter into the hearing. Can I get a motion to enter the hearing, please?
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, we leave our regular session, right, and go open into a public hearing.
Can I get a second for the motion, please?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, is there any challenge to the jurisdiction of the Umatilla City Council to hear this matter? If so, please state the challenge at this time. Are there any conflicts of interest or personal bias to be declared by a council member? If so, please state the bias or conflict at this time. Has there been any ex parte contacts regarding upcoming matters that the council members need to declare? If so, please state the ex parte contact at this time. Okay, there are none. Staff report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll do the staff report and the applicant portion since the city is initiating this application. So this is one of the final steps necessary for the city to be able to move forward with the new police station project. Planning Commission approved both the conditional use and site plan, and then also made a unanimous recommendation to approve the street vacation to the city council, but ultimately city council has the final deciding authority on the street vacation. The staff report is available in the packet. To be quite candidly, the majority of those standards are notice requirements. So staff has made sure that all of the appropriate notices were posted. At this point, we have not received any comment on this application. There are a couple maps in there. Generally, we would be vacating the alley between C and B streets, kind of the south half portion of C, which is where the new secure parking lot will be. So that entry will now come into what will be kind of a little cul-de-sac, and then we'll enter into the secure parking for police. And then the north 28 feet of 7th Street. That'll just allow us to develop that site with a typical full width city street. The one exception is we won't have sidewalk along that secure fence. So we will have sidewalk on the other side, but that's just the necessary right of way width, so we can shrink that down and put in the rest of the street improvements. So I'm happy to answer any questions you have that way, or see if we have any comments to come up.
No, I think with the photos provided and the explanation, and we've already talked most of this through. I don't personally have any questions. We've all seen it multiple times.
Moving on to 2, the applicant may present testimony. You already presented your testimony very well. The public testimony in favor of the applicant, is there anyone who thinks that would like to? No? Public testimony in opposition of the application? Neutral testimony? Rebuttal testimony? Okay, at this time, we need a motion to close the record.
Mayor, I make a motion that we close our public hearing and go back into our regular session.
Thank you. Can I get a second for the motion, please? Is
I'll second that.
there any questions or deliberation that needs to before we vote and cover the decision? Any questions or comments? Oh, sorry. Can I get a vote? Please? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you for that, catch. Now, is there any other questions or any other comments about this before we vote? Okay, council, this time we're looking for a motion to approve.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the street vacation SV 124.
Thank you. Can I get a second for the motion, please?
I'll second that.
This time we get a vote. All in favor? All opposed? Thank you. The ayes have it. Moving on now to our new business items. We have the new business item 9.1, the Umatilla Police Station Project. This is construction general manager contract select. Dave?
Yeah, so back in August, city council approved us to issue an RFP to receive statements of qualifications for pre-construction services to bring on a contractor to help with the final design for the police station. And we did receive 7 proposals, and the top 3 of those proposals continued on through the interview process. Based on the proposal scoring and interviews, staff and McKinsey are recommending award to Chauvinel Construction, and they are here tonight as well. If you have any questions.
Council, this time do you have any questions for now or staff? Very excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think we all. Any questions, council?
No.
Okay. This time we're looking for a motion to approve new business item 9.1.
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion that we approve. Construction manager.
Thank you. Can I get a second for the motion, please? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Guys have it. Moving on to 9.2. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here and congratulations.
Thank
Moving on now to are we? Okay. 9.2, moving on to resolution 15/2025, a resolution to accept a award of the community oriented policing service grant, the amount of $125,000 from the United States Department of Justice hiring program. Melissa?
Yeah, Chief's not here, so I'll take this one tonight too. This is exciting. We have been awarded a grant for $125,000 to hire an additional police officer. This grant is one that starts with a higher contribution per year, and then generally over time we phase off of their funding and the city absorbs the cost of that officer. So it gives us that upfront boost to our budget, and we are really excited to bring on another officer.
That's phenomenal. Congratulations.
And so, how long will it subsidize? How long will it help us?
I think it's a tiered 5-year contribution.
How do you want to do it? That's amazing. Great job, guys.
Do we have to keep them for X number of years, or is it?
Questions about the condition? I don't have any specifics, but as I read through those conditions, I think it kind of struck me that they were kind of like a lot of. Look at that. That's a lot.
It's pretty common for federal funding. Their requirements and reporting are pretty similar to what we're dealing with EDA for the business center. And we do have, our neighbors in Hermiston have utilized this grant recently, and so we've got some, ears that we can kind of consult if we need assistance in working through that. Our grant consultant, Dakota Consulting, who helped us with EDA, also helped us on this, and they also have experience in managing the grant. So I think we're capable of handling it. It's a lot, it's burdensome.
Are we gonna get the mercy of the federal government with you guys, like signing it away? Just that, nothing, no weird.
No.
Okay, okay. Good.
There will be some additional expenses that come with hiring a new officer, obviously uniforms and vehicle considerations and everything, but that would work its way through the normal budget process. Not since I have been here.
I know they're kind of bursting at the seams over there. Is there gonna be enough room for another officer?
They're gonna make it work. I think. Chief is excited about it, so I'm gonna say yes.
Sure. Just give him a card, he'll be all right.
I don't think he would have applied if we didn't have a plan. for this.
Make it work.
Phenomenal. Okay, council, at this time, do we have further questions? Okay, thank you. We're looking for a motion to approve. New business item 9.2 at this time.
I'd like to make a motion, we approve, sign 9.2, the resolution to accept and award the COPS, the Community Oriented Policing Service. Grant. Oh, for an amount of $125,000. Oh, 14-205.
Yeah, thank you. Can I get a second to that motion, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You guys have it. Moving on to 9.3, resolution 152025, resolution retroactively authorizing the city manager to execute a purchase agreement and exchange agreement, sign a statutory warranty deed and other documents necessary for sale of real property.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is the resolution following up from our last few conversations to purchase the last property necessary again for the police station project. This will be the last acquisition. This authorizes, that retroactively authorizes Dave to sign a few documents and then also authorizes us to move forward with all of the closing documents. I know we've discussed this a couple of times, but I'm certainly happy to answer any questions you would have. For me.
Is there any other questions at this time, council? I'm looking for a motion to approve new business item 9.3, resolution number 152025.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve new business item 9.3, resolution number 15-2025.
Thank you. The motion, can we please get a second motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? You guys have it. This time we're looking for. I guess it's item 9.4, moving the rock, the lock state doesn't have a number. Is the typo, Nancy, or is there a? Or is it just a mistake of the printout?
Yeah. Question for clarification. Up here, there might be close there, but that's the interest of the. So curious if any of these folks had it.
I think it's a really great question. The next question, the next topic is about moving rock the locks music festival to a different weekend.
I don't think they're there for that. I think they're here for the discussion item.
If you'd like to make a comment, now is your chance to go ahead and sign the paper on the back there.
Regarding, it's regarding Rock the Lock.
Okay, so I
You see what I mean?
Yep.
They're more, I believe, here for the discussion with the raising fees of the.
hopefully if you've got,
If you have any public comments you'd like to make for either action item or and the discussion item 11.1, please make sure your name is on the paper on the back. It's
Oh,
there
it's up
by.
here.
Oh,
It's up here.
this is the new one.
Yeah, this is.
No, there should be two.
These are two back.
There's two.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
anyhow, so I just want to make sure that the folks in attendance, if they do speak, realize that if you do switch to speak, that your name to the comments, but
Yes.
And so is it action item or sorry, new business item 9.4? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a It's action item 9.4. I don't know why the.
Okay, just want to double check. For maybe it was a mistake on printout, no problem. Okay, moving on to 9.4, moving the 2024 Rock the Lock Music Festival to either the third or the fourth month. Oh, sorry, fourth weekend of September. Man, that's at this time, do you have any other questions, council? I know we were talking about this, Dave. Do you have any other you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I just provided the last direction when we brought this as a discussion item last time was to ask the membership if they had any feedback. And we had 63 responses. I provided summary themes and comments that were there to those. Happy to answer any of those. I guess the summary as far as dates go is it seems to be sort of 6 and 1/2 dozen in the other, whether it's the third, fourth, or the first. The something else, many of the something else comments, some of them focused on don't have the event at the golf course or don't have those there, not rather than another date of something, which is totally fine. We said anything else they wanted to respond on was certainly welcome.
Sure. Dave, do you have the data? We look at the actual.
It's in the council packet. It's page 143. Sorry, 142 and 143. You want the original 63 responses? I can.
No, you're good. I just wanted, I couldn't remember what page.
All right, very good.
He provided a summary of
Mhm.
the large overview of things.
And then how many of each of those responses we had. So it's as long as I had 2 people that said the same thing, it got a bullet point.
So right now, we currently have 20 votes for the third weekend of September. So that's kind of what council, is that what we're leaning towards as well, or do we, well, have any comments?
Yeah, my comment is it being right after roundup. I don't know if that would be the best. You know, I think the fourth weekend, the last weekend of the month would be best. I know that they have the women's league at that point, but this would move it back to where it originally was, which that's where Rock the Locks is. So it'll be the one after the weekend of Rock the Locks.
I would tend to agree with that.
And I think the biggest thing was that we want to be able to also, like we had talked about before, instead of us shutting it down for the 2 weeks and getting everything prepared, if we shut it down the Monday prior to, and we do the modified 9 after that date, it would, so you're not losing that 1 weekend. You're theoretically only losing 1 weekend for it.
Right, so that's the clarification or the quick summary on that, counselor, is that we can, so long as the weekend prior to Rock the Locks, fencing might be up, there might be other stuff out, but the course would stay open for regular play. And then during that week, you may, as you check in with the pro shop and stuff like that, you're gonna get reminders, there's people working out on the course, make sure you follow proper etiquette, yell for, make sure that sort of thing, that people are out there. So that way we can keep it open and keep the regular play the same and then have it be closed for that 1 weekend. So it would go from what we had last year, it was closed 15 days. This year it was 16 days. And next year it would make it down to 9 days.
9 days, exactly. That way it only impacts, it only roughly impacts that 1 weekend.
I don't have the lowest number of votes at 12. The first weekend of October, 14 votes. And then 17 people wrote something else. So
I would like to point out that one of the reasons why we are discussing moving it up from weekends is because the town planning going vacation typically. Days into the week. That would create more opportunity to get those in before.
Correct. And also like there's so much other things. You have opening day of hunting, you have a huge race that is happening in Tri-Cities at that time. It's one of the largest in the Northwest happening. So we're competing against that as well. The Northwest. Yeah, it's the closing race of the Tri-Cities that they're. It's a big event, like 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Would it be out of line to suggest we do the vote on this after the next public comment? I think the gentleman here wants to say something.
Well, I mean, we can let him,
Yeah, we can,
we can let him comment right
Okay.
now.
yeah,
I mean,
please
it's up
make
to
sure
us.
you state your name and address for the record and, you have 5 minutes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your comments.
Yeah.
What are the differences on that? You know, for previous to the first rock law? How many people played through on those?
I think the last time, because we asked that information before and it wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't think about
I looked at a lot of different, one weekend, it impacts it more if we go closer to the front of September.
it. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah. That's the information. I remember. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, we had, it's about a $3,000 impact if it's moved, meaning if we moved it into September, the golf course would recognize about a $3,000 drop for green fees for that weekend.
I mean, how many of those people are members? I mean, do you have you have a count, like an actual count, not a dollar figure?
That would be green fees or like.
Right, I'm just
Yeah.
double checking to see, I mean, because there's a price difference, correct? Between the green
Yeah.
fees of the normal. Or
Yeah,
the
so
one who's not a member and who is.
I'm not sure if I have the total membership play. We'd have to pull out the report of what each play was. So the green fees are those that are paying, that are non-members that are paying green fees, not members paying those fees. And your point's correct. So September is our second highest grossing revenue month each year consistently for the last 3 years anyway, 22, 23, and 24. August is our highest grossing month. October is a big drop off. We averaged the last 2 years, we did 24,000 and then 25,000 in the month of September. And then we did 12,000 and 16,000. So in October.
So it's our second highest grossing month and we want to move the concert to the middle of our highest grossing month.
Not to the middle, it would be to the last.
It's not the
weekend.
middle to the last
Oh, okay.
weekend.
Yeah, and the drop on that weekend would be about a $3,000 loss on the course. And so the question, if you're looking at just dollars, is do we anticipate higher ticket sales at the festival to make up that $3,000 difference?
Right.
Walk, we got.
Yeah, I
bands
mean,
and then, yeah.
Exactly.
from my perspective is that we have paying members of our golf community that are here. Most of them are either Umatilla residents or they're residents of our region. To me, I think there are voters. I mean, they matter a whole heck of a lot more.
We have members from the community go to Rock the Locks
I'm
too.
not disagreeing with that. 100%. Yeah, we do. I'm just thinking,
Well, and
we-
likewise, when we originally did October 1st, we weren't realizing that there is typically a tournament that goes on that weekend. And so they had to push to accommodate us. And so that was another reason why we were considering.
Because historically, the women's tournament has always been the first weekend of October. It's been that way for 20 years or so.
And so one thing you'll see in this item, you don't, there's not a recommendation from staff. Because for us, there's a lot of information there and you're weighing it and there's pros and cons and all, right? So definitely acknowledge Mayor's comments and use of the course and the golfers that are here and the net impact they have. We recognize that. We recognize the financial impact that it might have on the for golfers. So there'd be a drop in green fees and drop for members that pay an annual fee for their use out there. We also recognize that there's opportunity costs available out there if we don't move the festival to another week. And so it's, you know, looking at which costs and which opportunities
Well,
that we need to consider.
well, part of that too, sir, to be honest with you, is, I mean, I was gonna bring that up in the next comment, but we have a lot of tournaments at the golf course. That impedes upon my play. So what's the difference, right? If I can't play on a weekend because there's a tournament there and it's in August, I can't play. That's our prime time. Why are we having a tournament? I pay my fees. I mean, what's the difference, honestly? What's that? There's tournaments that I can't play in. We know that. Sure. Sure, but so the Cheryl, and the potato farmers. Okay. Okay, so that's one weekend. That's what I'm saying. This is one weekend as well. But it's not though. It's a Thursday, Friday, that's right. But it's still Friday. And if I wanted to play on Friday, okay? Sure, yeah.
Yes,
Is it-
so yeah, just
Is it about Rock the Locks or is it about? Okay,
yes, sir, I forgot your name. Can I have you sign into the sheet? The I think was it Dawn? Dawn, can you make sure you sign into the sheet on the back table there, please?
thank you, Don.
I appreciate it. Go ahead. I gotta press the button on the side, yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Turn
If
green.
it's green.
This is my comment.
State,
You gotta state your name and then,
name and address. No, it's fine.
5 years,
No worries.
541 Lake Avenue. My comments on it are more around. When this first came out. we had- Remember, you guys have been weather really bad, right? And Rockville, I didn't know. And I was told on paper. I know why, but with me, there's so many. It's great benefit. Those that come. That's fine. And so with that being said, it just, whether you want to look at it or not, it's going to come down to values and benefits that you get from having so many members play out there and bring in that revenue. Isolate them and they're all going to go. I can tell you right now. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And back to what we talked about, yeah, I could play those tournaments, but why should I have to pay more to play a golf course where I'm a member? On all tournaments? Every other course?
Thank you for your comments.
Well, then how come our tournaments don't do that? Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move to the, if you don't mind, let's get the rock the locks and then we'll go on. So let's get through the rock the locks question first, and then we'll move on to the next item if you don't mind. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any further comments on, go ahead. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any other comments or questions in regards to, make sure I get the agenda item number right, 9.4, in regards to moving the Rock the Locks Festival to a different date? Is there any other comments at this time?
I have a question. I know that we were referencing as we get more familiar with setting up the music festival and then taking it down. Hopefully we can get a little more speedy with that. You mentioned this coming year, we'll do 9 days with it closed. Is there kind of a goal of what we want to get to, of like it being at 7 days, or have we thought about that? Okay. Right.
So essentially just a week-ish of the modified.
Yeah. 9 days.
Okay, 9 days, and currently we're all 2 weeks of it.
Right.
We'd be reducing it then if we just shifted it up 1 week, and then we still have the trade-off with getting the ladies historical.
Yes.
Staying back, we'll get the hunters,
Yes.
that's our age net.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we increased it by 1 day this year, but we're gonna promise that we're gonna decrease it by 7, is that viable?
Oh, when I'm out there, they better
Is
work
that-
hard.
I was gonna say, is that safe for workers that are in the?
Just helping out. Okay.
Me, I don't have a comment.
Yeah.
Any other comments at this time? Council, this time we are looking for a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we move the date to the fourth weekend of September, be the last weekend of September. With the caveat that we can manage it down to 9 days.
I would like to point out before the second that according to the statistics or preferences here, leaving it on the first weekend of October with Mr. Gaggins, if he was included or not included, what is that 15, as opposed to the fourth weekend of 12. We can understand that there are challenges on both ends. That's just a tough decision. I just want to have that conversation. How unreasonable is it to leave this word?
I second Councilor tonight's. We're looking for a second to Mr. or Councilmember DeFloss motion.
Well, I guess I would like to have a discussion.
I think it's just dancing and, putting it back to where, I mean, I see the number too, but I mean, I'm guessing a lot of these guys in the survey didn't have.
Real quick, now, I gotta interrupt you. We do have the call to questions currently on, so we do need a second by the rules. So if we have no second, the motion dies. So I just want to be clear, is the motion dead? There's no second.
We're just looking for more clarification.
Understood, but we have to let the motion die.
I know, I was
Okay.
asking.
But real quick, there's no second currently on this council. The motion is dead. Okay, thank you. Esmeralda, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, my question is, how detrimental is it to leave it the first weekend of October? Because I mean, obviously the weather, we're taking a chance on the weather being good. Later. The band, it becomes more difficult to book the band the first week of October. So, the impact of the golfers. Go back. So, my question is, have we, as council, truly weighed the benefits and benefits?
So, but this year, that weekend was closed anyway, right?
As far as,
The weekend we're talking about moving it to is closed anyway.
Course
It's
closed.
The course was closed. Right.
Essentially, it wouldn't really be
That's what
a
I'm
change.
saying.
Did that have a financial impact on September for us compared to previous year or compared to, let's see, 2022
And the
with
previous
an
year,
inflation estimate?
we were closed too. So that's what I'm saying, guys. It was closed last year. It was closed this year. So, I mean, there was a modified 9 last year and there was a modified 9 the year before. The ladies had to play their tournament on a modified 9. That's ridiculous.
Likewise, the third weekend of September did have the highest amount of votes, so it does seem like the golfers are still in favor of some.
Then we got the 100, because I knew quite a few guys would win hunting rather than they would have went to the show. So there's, if we're talking just strictly a monetary revenue thing.
Well, the big thing is we're trying to appease everyone within the community.
Right.
We're trying to keep
It's hard.
everybody in mind with that. you know, it's not solely about financial, what's available to us, but we're also wanting to accommodate people that want to go to a rock concert as well. So we have to think about what's best for Umatilla and what's best for our community as well.
And I think that what's best for Umatilla is the long-term investment of our community. And right now, that's the golf. Golf course is a consistent long-term investment. I mean, Rock Walks is 3 days. The golf course has been there for 30 years.
Stockdale, did you have a question or comment?
Well, what I would say with that, sir, is that there was approximately $5 million of revenue that we brought in over one weekend, and we have a net loss of $300,000 a year in the golf course. So where does it go seriously for the fiscal responsibility that we have? No. Annual loss of golf case is $300,000.
So how much money did we lose at Rock the Walks in 2023? And if we lost 50 members, we'd lose how many thousands of dollars? Sorry, 550, is that the number? 15 or 50?
So I would just like to point out that, to the folks in the police, we don't think it doesn't matter what decision they make. So, with that said, but I'm not going to figure.
Yep.
So. There's a lot of reasons why. There was many discussions about what we were gonna do with that thing, but yes. Yes, that.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we move Rock the Locks to the fourth week of last week of September. With the caveat, the shutdown is Monday to Wednesday at the latest.
Thank you. Can I get a second for the motion, please?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can I get a roll call on this, please? Thank you.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. The ayes have it, moving Rock Blocks to the fourth weekend of September. Moving on to our second public comment at this time, is there any public comments other than what's already been given? Thank you. There's no further public comment at this time. Moving on to our discussion item number 11.1, resolution XX 2025, resolution to amend section 28 of the golf course of our current adopted fee schedule as approved through resolution 25. This is a discussion only.
I got a couple questions. So like, if we increase it to 8%, or we still, the 8% still create a $300,000 loss here, that would be, hang on to that loss. Okay, we still need a substantial. How much of the golf course overall budget is, through tax and stuff like, and or fees, in other words? Like how much, what's the percentage ratio between taxation and, you know? Well, like how much it goes from like the city budget to, taxpayers pay for it. But I mean, there's surely some of it's coming out of green fees and membership fees and all that, right?
That's what we're saying.
Right, right. Okay, and that was just, so it's all coming,
So taxpayers of Umatilla have to cover that.
the 300,000, and then the rest
Not
is done by fees.
Hermiston, not Irrigation, Umatilla.
My question is, did city people at Umatilla get a discount since we're putting
Well,
some of the bill?
It's kind of funny you say that, sir. I have a whole list, a litany of things to discuss.
All right, get to it.
All right.
Crack the whip.
Well, as you guys all know, I've been a champion for the golf course for a long time. And I've been coming to you guys saying, hey, just be patient, be patient, be patient. Well, it's time that the rubber hits the road. Because the playability of the course, in my opinion, is not where it needs to be. It's just some of the greens are terrible. In the summertime, I don't know why we're not using that nice expensive sprayer to spray the clover that's all over out there, that the weeds are taking over. I'm not expecting it to be, wild horse. I'm not expecting it to be, abandoned dunes, but I am expecting it to be at least equivalent to the things we have around us. And in doing my research today, I found that our membership isn't too far from, $500 more, I can go to Zentel. $800 more, I can go to Wild Horse. And so hold on, let me finish. Hold on. But with that, I get a pro shop that has full alcohol. They have food available. They have a lot of more amenities that we don't have. So I've been selling us, and it's kind of embarrassing in the fact that, I've been selling this thing for 3 years, and it's like, hey, be patient, and we're getting nothing. But I mean, when I'm out on 14, I get bombarded by people. How come this isn't fixed, and this isn't fixed, and this isn't fixed? And I don't mind because I'm the representative. I get that. I'm all for it. But I think there's ways to get there without, on the backs of the members. I wouldn't mind paying, and mind you, I have to pay for membership just like you guys do. I don't get it free, so I have to pay as well. But with that, I shouldn't have to fight every tournament every weekend to go on. I shouldn't have to pay $300, $400 or select through, try and find a team to go do that stuff. I should be able to play the golf course that I pay for. And you're right, 3, 4 o'clock, I can get on there, yeah. But that's also dictating my time, right? I can't just go when I want to go and set up a key time and it interferes in my play. Okay. Now I believe that memberships, we do need to increase. I don't think we need to pop up 8%, but maybe I would suggest in 2025, we maintain where we were in 24. And we look at a scale for the next, forever that just keep within increasing of costs, we go up a 1 or 2%. It's not hugely noticeable, but it's manageable, I think. Maybe we look at ways to raise our green fees. I also looked at green fees. We're so much lower than everybody green fees wise. I might as well not get my membership because as much as I play, I could just drive down and play on green fees and still save money because it's so low, So I think we increase that. Also, what our membership, and we get people. Most of all, really, I don't think that's in their purview. But if you had a clubhouse discount where we got a discount off a T-shirt or a hat or whatever we wanted, I think that would be good. If we had more merchandise in the clubhouse, that would be wonderful. If we have, and I understand also, so I'll say the negative stuff and then I'll go to the positive. Heck, I lost my train of thought. And so we've been talking about food and I understand that we've had the jobs, but we need to get it done. We've been talking about it for 2 years. And there's never been a point, I don't think that any of us has said, no, that's not in the budget. You can't have the budget to buy that shipment of or whatever the name you need or stuff like that, or that bunker machine that they went out and bought, or the sprayer, because we all know that it's part of it and they've needed it for years. I get it. We just need to apply it. Let's make it happen. But, in looking at it, I think the Umatilla citizens need to have a discount. I think it's kind of funny how if you're out of area, now correct me if I'm wrong, if I read this wrong, you get a 25% discount if you're out of area, but I get no discount for my tax dollars. Huh? That doesn't make sense. I'm paying taxes in the city of Umatilla and I'm not getting a discount.
Right.
And I know some of that was carryover from how it's been in the past, and stuff like that, but let's revisit that. Those people that are subsidizing a $300,000 a year, maybe they need to have a little bit of a break going into it. Right,
Either tournaments or something like that, or, it's expensive.
right. So, and again, back to everybody pay $1 and we have $1 million. So, I'm more about boosting membership and boosting play than I am about, a business. When I run my business, I don't look at a slow days. I need to cut people. I'm looking at, I need more people in the seats. So let's boost and get more people in there, get more revenue. Revenue solves everything. So consequently, I think that would greatly improve everything. And the biggest thing is we need to improve the experience of the course. And a lot of that happens to do with, moving the pins more than once a week, So, looking at things, different things that we can do. So, and do I necessarily need to know, do we need to hire a pro out there and all that stuff? That'd be wonderful. It'd be great if we had a marshal, but reality is we don't need that. We just need more playability on the course. So, and we need to rebuild the trust with the players. It seems as though, we're asking one weekend of a takeaway of a rock concert that could potentially, in time, that could subsidize that $300,000 pretty reasonably easy. So with that in mind, that's one of the reasons why. And we had a very lengthy goal setting session many years ago, Roy? Many years ago, and one of it was to have festivals and concerts and have these things in our area.
Based on the surveys of it's what they wanted.
Yep. And so with that, I don't mind paying the green fees if I have more amenities available. So I think that's where we kind of failed in the process. We're asking more and essentially getting less. Now, we all know that gas prices are high, wages are high. We're paying a lot more wages, a lot more when we have to put fuel in those rigs to mow that grass. I get it. But let's figure a creative way. And so that's part of it. Now, with that in mind, also know we have a new Parks and Recs department that is coming together, and there's going to be some changes from what I'm seeing. I think it's great. And you've heard this all before. I know that. And again, I've been a champion from day one. Give us time, give us time, give us time. Well, it's time. So that's it. I'm sorry that I just kind of word salad in there, but it's kind of where I sit. Oh, thank you.
I don't even mind running it at a loss because the way I look at it, should be like a public park. How much do you lose at a park, every year to maintain parks?
100% agree.
But it'd be nice if the public could access that since we are putting the bill.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like at a more reasonable cost.
Correct.
And that's my opinion.
With looking at the rate changes,
Yeah, anything to do with rock the locks comes to a different, it's in a
Different
different
item.
budget. Thank
Yeah.
you, though. You have, I've seen you out there a lot. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Regular council.
That's all. Look at the craters of the. If you walk out on the right-hand bumper, south bumper on number 4, I picked up 70 rocks. Rocks. That bumper.
Yep.
70. Took them over and dumped them into the pond.
And again, I see what exactly playability.
These are
Yep.
Let me loop back around.
big done. That's for the memory.
Incentivized membership.
Another incentive. Yeah, that's part of. I agree. Having that. One thing with that. 22. But all of the same. Is increased at bigger membership. But so both of those are trending. Now, that being said, and Connor, yeah, part of the long.
No, you're fine. Yeah. Well, and with that also being said, to another thing that Darren said, it's been 3 years and he's been saying, just hold on, just hold on. I know we had a lot of shifts, but if we are needing to consider some sort of increase to help with this, is there a way that we can create some sort of timeline that says, look, we're gonna get this here, we're gonna get this project done, and make it note of this and essentially create some deadline so there's also more, I don't want to say, but more from the members so that they know what's coming.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, I do know there's some courses that they'll send out a maintenance schedule. This and April this, then they're gonna, plug and seed, they're gonna plug and sand it, they're gonna do whatever they need to do, So at least we know as members that something's being done with those with those things that need to be done. Thanks. And then,
Quick comment.
okay.
Thank you, Scott.
Oh, good. That's fine. Right? Right? Yep. No. You're echoing, I probably received, I'm gonna say just shy of maybe 20 calls. Easy this week, and emails on top of that. And honestly, it's a lot of people that have played there for many, many years, and they're frustrated because the course isn't being maintained to what they feel it should be and what it can be. You're exactly right, man. Spring was phenomenal. And I by far am a good player. Again, I'll say it, but I wear cool shirts. But the nice thing is I noticed the difference. And, I know that we've done a lot of good things. We just need to continue forward with that, you know? And again, I can give explanations or excuses. But explanation sounds better about, the transition of stuff and doing that. But I think if we get a maintenance schedule out, that would help. And communication with members a little bit more than once every 7, 10 months. Just to kind of, keep engagement. I mean, I think that would go 1,000 miles because just like you, most golfers, when I go to Mesquite, I'm paying 120, 200, 250 for green fee. And I'm okay with it because I'm enjoying the course. So at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about the money. And also I appreciate you guys. It's a local course. We want to be proud of it. We want to, I mean, that's the biggest thing. And us as Umatilla people, we want to be proud of it. That's the whole piece of it.
Mia, do you have a comment? As we see this discussion, I think for the discussion on the council. So moving on to the mayor's.
Quick question, did you need anything beyond that of the discussion? Are you gonna come back with? Okay. Thank you.
Any other further comments? All right, moving on now to the mayor investment. I think this council meeting had a really good discussion from the audience. I think you guys are coming out and voicing their opinion and voices over clearly a very contentious issue. And it's something that we're definitely needing to be working on, and I look forward to. Hearing how the I'm concerned on staff, in terms of staff, about the strain, the pressure that changing the 9 days. I'm concerned about those now blocks. But I look forward to seeing how Dave handles it and how it goes, and hopefully it all goes well. That's all I have this afternoon. Thank you all for all being here again. I feel appreciate it.
Really excited about my badge. And you told me it wasn't at no hour.
No, it's not. Sorry, I'm gonna get you in trouble.
That's all I have, I know.
Specifically says. No misfunds or no. First of all, you guys have a fair.
really try and be a good student. But one of the biggest things. And with that, lots, yeah, it does impact it. And it's unfortunate that it impacts things. I don't know, one person. And it's a huge. Like the person who has lots of come back from people, I also see the 5,000, 6,000. So it's so hard to balance that, finding that happy medium, right? And with sitting in this spot, listening to people, I have to be reminded that have a bigger discussion, have it all, have something media. Because without that, I applaud you for being able to speak to us because you're right. But ultimately, being members for a long time, seeing folks that come there. So, we had a candidates forum last night. And one of my messages in that was that when you sit in this seat, it's really difficult. So, but I also feel that it's unfair. I know that when public rights are I certainly human beings are able to do that. Look around. 5 years ago, and biggest thing is, we got rid of the canteens. Exactly. So that's all I got. I know a lot of, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. So, anyway, thank you very much, you guys, for coming out. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate all of you guys coming. It's actually been one of the first meetings. And it's not entertaining isn't bad, but we have people here who are voicing their opinion and they're discussing. I would like to see that because don't hear it on the outside, but we have a person voicing their opinion. That's way more than you guys have. And me, it's never ever or what your medical anything. It's not. I mean, if you could get rid of it, you would get rid of it. So please never apologize for any of that if you are ever good. But I do appreciate you coming and then fantastic job. On a lot. I do have to say my son was 13 I'm like, no, you're gonna go with us. I was family time. And when he got there, he started. He was live.
Thank you. I have one quick question and then just some basic comments. I know, I had heard about with Rocklock's event, sound reporter information. Did we know when we're gonna get the data and information from that? Okay. And then just my comment, just I'm not gonna be able to make some of those Friday events. We have our city council conference this week. But I've been trying to get to as many as there's just, it's just like said at this point, there's so many incredible things going on in the city, but it's exciting. I mean, I've been busy for a while, and to know some of what we've talked about, hashed out and brainstormed and had on the exciting. But moreover, I just want to applaud this year. I think it was even referenced before yesterday that like this can get very interesting. Coming to stand here and talk on it's formality, but this is what's important to us. It's important to hear your thoughts. I can definitely tell that your part is we want to see this better and we do too. So that we're going in the same direction. We've got to figure out all these hurdles. So I really appreciate that for doing that. And oh no.
Thank you. Heather.
Like a lot of people. Never gonna please everybody. And so we, sorry, hopefully that again for everybody that we have, I think that's the way it goes, but I do appreciate every meeting here. And as for the rock block, you guys really did. You guys put a lot of work into that and sound mitigation. In my opinion, it was 9 days different compared to the first year. So I'm hopefully we can change it, next year. So it was. I couldn't even first year. I couldn't even talk. I had to take there and you couldn't hear. Pretty incredible. But anyway, I thank you guys for the hard work. Oh, I got it.
Thank you, Councilmember Kennedy. Yeah.
Could our attorney speak on here?
Okay, we need a motion to go into executive session.
Yeah, I'd like to make.
Oh, read the script first. Okay. City Council will now meet in executive session pursuant to ORS 192660028. This one, to consult with your attorney regarding your legal rights and duties in regards to current litigation or litigation that is more than likely to be filed against you. And ORS, 1926602B, to consider dismissal or discipline or hear complaints or charges brought against a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent who does not request an appearance. Representatives of news media, city attorney, and everyone, I believe, shall be allowed to attend the executive session. All of the members of the audience are asked to leave the room. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report or otherwise disclose any of the deliberations or anything said about these subjects during the executive session, except to state the general topic of the session as previously announced. No decision will be made during the executive session. At the end of the executive session, we'll turn to open session and we'll the audience back to the room. This time we need a motion to go into the executive session.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion.
Sorry, we need to have a motion to who's going to run the meeting.
Mayor, that, Well, and in fact, duties of the mayor.
That's correct. Is that temporary duty?
Yeah.
I get a second. I'll second that. All in favor?
Okay.
All of them. Okay, got it?
Council President, I make the motion that we close our regular scheduled meeting. We go to executive session.
Okay, thank you. We have a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nancy, are you staying with us?
Do you want to talk with him or do you think this is that?